There is a unique and bone-deep exhaustion that comes from being constantly watched, or rather, from the feeling of being watched. It's a weight that doesn't announce itself with a crash, but settles in silently, particle by particle, over years. It's the low hum of vigilance that lives behind your eyes, the constant readiness in the muscles of your shoulders and your jaw. It is the quiet, ceaseless work of a soldier on watch, scanning the horizon for a threat that may or may not come, but for whom the act of watching has become more real than any potential danger. This is the exhaustion of being a prisoner in your own life, held captive not by walls of stone, but by the invisible fence of what others might think, what they might say, what they might do. Every interaction becomes a performance. Every conversation, a script to be rehearsed and then endlessly reviewed. Every choice is weighed on the scale of perception. And the cost of this constant self-monitoring is immense. It is a slow drain on your life force, a tax on your joy, leaving you with just enough energy to get through the day, but never enough to truly thrive. You arrive at the shores of sleep, not as a peaceful traveler ready for rest, but as a weary refugee, collapsing under the weight of the armor you've been carrying all day long, knowing you must pick it all up again in the morning. And so, as you lie here now, let us begin by acknowledging this profound weariness without judgment, without any need to fix it or push it away. Let's simply allow it to be seen, perhaps for the first time. Before we journey deeper, let us just honor where we are, right here, right now. Without needing to move or speak, simply bring your awareness to the room you are in. Feel the specific weight of the blankets upon you, the texture of the fabric against your skin. Notice the particular quality of the air you are breathing. Is it cool or warm? Still or moving gently? Become aware of the ambient sounds of your space, the quiet hum of an appliance, the distant murmur of the world outside, or perhaps a profound and welcome silence. Now, think of the hour on the clock. Just see that number in your mind. It marks this unique and unrepeatable moment in your life. In this very moment, in other rooms, in other cities, in other pockets of the night or the early morning across the world, others are listening too. A quiet, invisible community of souls, each in their own private sanctuary, all seeking the same thing you are: permission to finally truly rest. Each of us, in our own time zone, under our own patch of sky, is dedicating this time entirely to the act of letting go. This time, right now, is a space carved out of the universe that belongs entirely to you. It is sacred. It is yours. It asks nothing of you. You do not need to perform. You do not need to be anyone. You do not need to prepare for tomorrow. Your only task is to be here and to breathe. What would it feel like just for tonight to hang that heavy armor up by the door? What if you didn't have to prepare for anything or anyone? What if there were no conversations to rehearse, no outcomes to predict, no judgments to preemptively defend against? What if the only thing required of you in this moment was to simply be, to exist in your own skin, in your own space, without the gaze of the world upon you? This is the question we are here to gently explore. Not to find a final answer, but to simply experience the possibility of a peace that is not dependent on anyone else's approval. The possibility of a safety that is generated from within. This is the intention we hold as we begin this journey inward. Let's start with the body, because the body is where the story of our vigilance is written. It is the faithful keeper of the score. Bring your awareness, as gently as you would touch a butterfly's wing, to your shoulders. Just notice them. You don't need to change anything yet. Simply observe. Are they relaxed and heavy, sinking into the surface beneath you? Or are they raised even slightly towards your ears? This is the posture of bracing, of preparing for an impact, a posture we hold so often we forget it's even there. It is the physical manifestation of carrying the world's expectations. For now, just notice the weight they hold. Now, let your awareness travel to your jaw. Is it soft and loose, or is it clenched? A tight jaw is the body's way of holding back words, of biting down on what we really want to say for fear of how it will be received. It is the effort of maintaining the mask, of keeping the peace at our own expense. Again, no need to force it to relax. Just be with the sensation. Acknowledge the incredible effort your body makes on your behalf every single day. And now, bring your attention to the center of your being, to your stomach and your chest. Feel the rhythm of your breath. Is it deep and easy, or is it shallow and tight? This is often where we feel the knot of anxiety, the flutter of unease when we feel exposed or unsafe. This is the guarded heart. This is the armor, piece by heavy piece. You have carried it for so long, you may not even recognize it as armor anymore. It may just feel like you, but it is not the deepest you. It is a protective layer, a brilliant strategy you're being developed to keep you safe in a world that felt overwhelming. It has served you well. And so the intention for our time together is not to fight this feeling. It is not to tear the armor off or to wage war on the part of you that is so vigilant. That would only create more conflict, more tension. Instead, our intention is far more gentle. It is simply to build a small, quiet sanctuary inside of you. A place so safe, so peaceful, so unconditionally accepting that the guard at the gate of your soul finally feels it can lean against the wall. Take a deep breath and perhaps even close its eyes for a little while. Our intention is to create a space within where it is finally safe to rest. There is no one to please here, no one to impress. There is only you and your breath and the growing sense of peace. This is your time. This is your space. You are entering a state of profound and healing rest where the outside world and all its demands can simply fall away. Everything that you have been holding, everything you have been carrying, can be set down now, just outside the door of this peaceful space you are creating. You are safe, you are held, and you are ready to begin the gentle journey of letting go. As you settle deeper into this moment of quiet, allow your awareness to drift inward, past the physical sensations of the body, into the subtle landscape of your inner world. Here, in this quiet space behind your eyes, we can begin to perceive things that are invisible in the hurried light of day. We are here to gently witness the architecture of your protection. Imagine, if you will, that around your heart, around the truest, most tender part of your being, there are walls. They are not made of brick or stone that you can touch with your hands, but they are just as real. They are walls of caution, of vigilance, of holding back. See if you can sense their presence. You might feel them as a tightness in your chest, a sense of distance from others, or a subtle but constant feeling of being separate. These are the invisible walls we build when the world has taught us that being open is not always safe. For so long, you may have seen these walls as a problem, as a flaw. as something to be torn down. You may have felt frustrated by them, trapped behind them, but for tonight, let's try something different. Let's approach these walls not with a sledgehammer, but with reverence. Because these are not the walls of a prison built to punish you. They are the walls of a fortress built to protect you. Every single stone, every layer of defense was put there for a very good reason. Each one represents a time you learned a valuable lesson about survival. One stone might be the memory of a harsh word that landed like a blow. Another might be the silence that met you when you needed connection. Another might be the sting of betrayal, or the ache of being misunderstood. These walls are a testament to your sensitivity and your resilience. They are a masterpiece of self-preservation, constructed by a wise and loving part of you whose only job was to keep your tender heart from breaking. So, let's just take a moment to honor this incredible structure. Feel its strength, its solidity. See the care with which it was built. This fortress has done its job perfectly. It has kept you safe. It has allowed you to navigate a world that often felt sharp and unpredictable. There is no shame in these walls. They are a sign of your strength, not your weakness. They prove that you knew, on a deep, instinctual level, that you were worth protecting. Now, with this same gentle curiosity, let's feel the texture of these walls. What are they made of? Are they cold and rigid, like ancient stone, covered in moss from years of standing guard? Or are they more like a thick, dense fog, obscuring the way forward and muffling the sounds of the world? Perhaps they feel like a wall of shimmering energy, a force field that hums with alertness, ready to deflect anything that comes too close. There is no right or wrong way to perceive this. Simply notice what feels true for you. This structure is unique to you, a custom-built sanctuary designed by your own life experiences. Notice the height of the walls. Do they stretch up so high that they block out the sun? Notice the thickness. How much space do they take up? And notice if there is a gate. Is it locked and barred? Or is there a small peephole through which you can cautiously observe the world? By simply noticing these details without judgment, we are beginning to understand the language of our own protective self. We are not criticizing the architecture. We are simply reading the blueprints to understand why it was designed this way. This fortress has kept you safe from harm. And yet, there is another truth we can hold with equal tenderness. Within these strong, high walls, there can be a profound silence, a profound loneliness. The very structure that keeps out the danger also keeps out the warmth. The fortress that protects you from the storm also prevents you from feeling the gentle breeze or the light of the sun on your face. Inside this safe space, it is possible to feel utterly and completely alone. It is the loneliness of the guard on the night watch, always scanning the horizon, unable to rest. It is the isolation of the king or queen in their castle, safe from the world, but disconnected from its vibrant, messy, beautiful life. Let yourself feel this, if it is there for you. Acknowledge the deep ache of this solitude. This loneliness is not a failure. It is not a sign that you did something wrong. It is simply the price of this particular kind of safety. It is the natural consequence of building such effective walls. For so long, the choice may have seemed to be between safety and connection, between being walled off or being wounded. And the wise part of you chose safety every time. And we honor that choice. We bow to the wisdom of that choice. We can hold both truths in our awareness at the same time. The profound gratitude for the protection these walls have offered, and the gentle sorrow for for the isolation they have created. There is no need to choose between these feelings. They can coexist, like dusk and dawn. This acknowledgement is a powerful act of healing in itself. You are not trying to fix yourself. You are simply sitting with yourself, with all parts of yourself, and saying, I see you. I understand. It makes perfect sense that you are here. In this deep state of acceptance, something remarkable begins to happen. The energy we once used to fight against our own defenses can now be used for gentle observation. We stop seeing the fortress as an enemy and begin to see it as an old, trusted friend who perhaps doesn't realize the war is over. Or, at least, that there can be moments of truce, moments of peace. And as you lie here, sinking deeper into relaxation, this is one of those moments. Here, within the sanctuary of your own bed, in the quiet of this moment, you are completely safe. The guard can rest. The walls can soften just a little. You are simply bearing witness to the story of your own survival, written in the invisible architecture around your heart. And by witnessing it with compassion, you are already beginning to invite a new possibility. The possibility of feeling safe and connected, all at the same time. For now, just rest in this awareness. Rest in the quiet space within your fortress, knowing that its strength has brought you here to this moment of healing. Now, as your body continues to soften and your mind grows still, let us bring our gentle awareness to another layer of this protective fortress. Beyond the physical armor and the emotional walls, there is a constant, subtle activity running in the background of the mind. It's like a quiet but persistent radio station, always on, broadcasting a very specific kind of program, the endless rehearsal. See if you can tune into this inner broadcast now. It is the voice that rehearses conversations that haven't happened yet. It plays out potential scenarios, crafting the perfect response to a perceived criticism, preparing a defense for an imagined attack, or practicing an explanation for a simple choice. It runs through the what-ifs of social encounters like a pilot running through a pre-flight checklist. What if they ask me this? What if they think that? What if I say the wrong thing? It's an endless loop of preparation, a mental simulation designed to anticipate every possible outcome, especially the worst ones. This inner voice is the strategist, the script writer, and the director of a play that may never be performed, but for which you are always, always ready. It is the tireless work of trying to control the uncontrollable, to predict the unpredictable, to manage the perceptions of others before they have even been formed. And it is utterly exhausting. For years, you might have believed this voice was you. You might have thought this constant mental chatter, this anxious preparation, was a fundamental part of your personality. Perhaps you've even been told you overthink things, or that you're too much in your head. And so, you may have tried to silence this voice, to argue with it, to tell it to be quiet. But just like the walls around your heart, this voice isn't a character flaw. It is a brilliant, highly sophisticated survival strategy. This endless mental preparation is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of a deeply intelligent system that learned, somewhere along the way, that the best way to avoid being hurt, embarrassed, or rejected was to be 3 steps ahead of everyone else. It learned that surprise could be dangerous. It learned that being caught off guard could lead to pain. So, it dedicated itself to eliminating surprise. It became a tireless sentinel of the mind, working around the clock to ensure you were never vulnerable, never unprepared. Let's just sit with this understanding for a moment. This inner voice that you may have judged so harshly is actually a profound expression of your will to be safe. It's the part of you that loves you so much, it is willing to work itself to the point of exhaustion to protect you. It's like a loyal advisor who believes that if they can just game out every single possibility, they can guarantee a safe passage through the complex and often confusing world of human interaction. It doesn't do this to annoy you or to drain your energy. It does this because it believes, with every fiber of its being, that this is the only way to keep you from harm. So, instead of fighting it tonight, let's just listen. Let's acknowledge its presence with a sense of gratitude and compassion. You can almost say to it, silently in your mind, I hear you. I see how hard you are working for me. Thank you. You don't need to believe its dire predictions. You don't need to engage in its frantic planning. You are simply acknowledging its intention. You are separating the well-meaning strategy from the stressful content. And as we acknowledge this inner strategist, we can also begin to feel, with gentle honesty, the immense energetic cost of this constant mental work. Feel it in your body. This is not an abstract concept. It is a physical reality. Thinking is an energy-consuming process. The brain uses a disproportionate amount of the body's energy. And this kind of hyper-vigilant, cyclical thinking is like running a marathon without ever leaving your chair. It's the reason you can feel completely drained at the end of a day, even if you haven't done anything physically strenuous. You have been holding the mental equivalent of 100 different conversations. You have been navigating a dozen social minefields that existed only in your mind. You have been carrying the cognitive load of not just your own experience, but the anticipated experiences and reactions of everyone around you. Feel the sheer weight of that. Feel the hum of a nervous system that is always on, always processing, always preparing. This is the source of that bone-deep exhaustion we spoke of earlier. It is the invisible labor of managing a world that feels inherently unsafe. Recognizing this connection between mental rehearsal and physical exhaustion is a profound step towards liberation. It's not your fault that you are tired. You are not lazy or unmotivated. You have been allocating a massive amount of your life force to this silent internal task of self-protection. And seeing this clearly, without judgment, allows us to begin making a new choice. Just for tonight, as you lie here in the safety of your own space, you can give this part of your mind permission to rest. You can let the inner strategist know that the theater is closed for the night. There are no lines to rehearse, no scenes to prepare. The audience has gone home. The only thing on the schedule is deep, restorative sleep. Imagine gently hanging a closed sign on the door of that busy mental office. You can say to that hardworking part of you, your shift is over for today. I am safe now. There is nothing more to prepare for. You have permission to be still. Watch what happens as you offer this permission. You might notice a subtle softening, a quietening. The radio station might not turn off completely, but perhaps the volume goes down. The frantic energy begins to dissipate, replaced by a growing sense of peace. You are not banishing this part of you. You are simply giving it a much-needed and well-deserved rest. You are letting it know that right here, right now, its services are not required. Here, in the sanctuary of your breath, you are already prepared enough. You are already safe enough. and you are ready to let the silence, not the strategy, be your guide into sleep. As the ambient noise of the inner strategist begins to fade, a deeper layer of feeling may begin to surface. It might be a quiet sadness, a frustration, or perhaps the raw, simple feeling of fear itself. And as this feeling arises, there is a tendency, born from habit, to question it, to judge it, to ask, why am I still feeling this way? Why can't I just let it go? But here, in this safe and compassionate space, we are going to meet this feeling with a profoundly different energy. We are going to meet it with the simple, powerful truth that your fear makes perfect sense. This is so important, so let's allow that to land. Your fear is not irrational. It is not an overreaction. It is not a sign that you are broken or weak. Your fear, this vigilance, this deep-seated caution around other people, was not born from nothing. It did not appear out of thin air. It is a learned response, an intelligent adaptation to real experiences. It is the echo of a past that taught you, in no uncertain terms, that people can be a source of pain. It is the wisdom of your nervous system, which took careful notes on every time your trust was broken, your vulnerability was mishandled, or your openness was met with judgment or indifference. Your fear is a library of every subtle slight, every overt betrayal, every moment of rejection that your sensitive heart has ever endured. It is a logical conclusion drawn from the evidence of your own life. Think of it this way. If you touch a hot stove once, your hand learns to pull back. The second time, you approach with caution. The third time, the mere sight of the stove may trigger a response of fear and avoidance in your body. No one would call this reaction irrational. They would call it smart. They would call it learning. Your social fear is no different. It is the same intelligent, self-preserving mechanism at work. You touched a metaphorical hot stove in your interactions with others, perhaps many times, and your system learned to be cautious. It learned that getting too close, too quickly, could result in getting burned. And so, it developed this intricate system of defense: the physical armor, the emotional walls, the constant mental rehearsals. All of it is a testament to your ability to learn from your experience and protect yourself from further harm. It is, in its essence, a profound act of self-love, even if it has become painful and limiting. So, let's take a moment to completely release the burden of self-judgment. Let go of the story that there is something wrong with you for feeling this way. It is precisely because you are a sensitive, feeling human being that you learned this lesson so well. A less sensitive person might have brushed off the harsh words or the subtle rejections, but you felt them. You registered their impact, and your being, in its infinite wisdom, decided never again. We will not be caught off guard like that again. Feeling this way does not mean you are broken. It means you are exquisitely alive and responsive to your environment. It means you have a heart that is capable of feeling deeply, and a system that is fiercely dedicated to protecting that heart. You are not flawed. You are well defended. And there is a world of difference between those two things. One implies that something is inherently wrong. The other implies that something has happened to you that required a strong and intelligent response. We can now offer ourselves a deep and unwavering affirmation, letting the words sink not just into the mind, but into the very cells of the body. You can say this silently to yourself, feeling the truth of it resonate within you. It is okay that I feel this way. Let that wash over you. It is okay. You have permission. You don't need to fight it or fix it in this moment. You are allowed to feel exactly as you do. Let's try it again, breathing into the words, "It is okay that I feel this way." And now, let's add the second part of this vital truth. My caution has been my guardian. Feel the shift in that perspective. Your caution is not your enemy. It is not a cage. It has been your loyal guardian, your ever-watchful protector. It has stood at the gate of your heart, tirelessly, day and night, vetting every person, every situation to keep you safe. It has made sacrifices for you. It has chosen the loneliness of the fortress over the potential devastation of an unguarded heart. It has done this thankless job for years, without ever asking for a day off. When we see our caution not as a pathology, but as a guardian, our entire relationship to it begins to change. We can stop fighting it and start to feel a sense of gratitude. We can begin to see it as a part of ourselves that deserves our respect and our compassion. So, as you lie here, breathing gently, feel into this new relationship. Feel the fear, the anxiety, the vigilance, not as an invading force, but as the energy of a powerful guardian. It may be an overzealous guardian at times. It may be a guardian that is working from old information, still fighting battles that are long over. But its core intention has always been, and will always be, your safety and your well-being. By validating its existence, by acknowledging its purpose, we create the very conditions of safety that this part of us has been so desperately trying to achieve. We are telling it, I see you. I understand your purpose. You make perfect sense to me. This validation is like a soothing balm for the nervous system. It stops the inner war. When we stop telling ourselves we shouldn't feel what we are feeling, a tremendous amount of energy is liberated. The fight is over. And in the peaceful stillness that follows, new possibilities can begin to emerge. The guardian, feeling seen and understood, might just be willing to lower its spear, even for a moment, and listen. It might be willing to consider that here, in this moment, a different kind of safety is possible. A safety that comes not from walls, but from a deep internal sense of peace and self-acceptance. With this deep sense of validation settling within you, let's allow our awareness to drift a little further back, like a boat floating gently down a quiet river. We are not searching for painful memories or trying to relive trauma. We are simply floating with a gentle curiosity, seeking to understand. We are journeying back not to a specific event, but to a feeling, an understanding. We are seeking the place in our own story where the wound first learned to speak. There was a time when you were more open. There was a time, perhaps in early childhood, when connection was as natural as breathing. You reached out with trust, with curiosity, with an undefended heart. But then, something happened. Or perhaps, many things happened over time. It may not have been a single, dramatic event. More often, it is a slow accumulation, a series of small paper cuts to the soul. A moment of sharing vulnerability that was met with dismissal. An expression of joy that was subtly shamed. A bid for connection that was ignored. A mistake that was met not with understanding, but with criticism or ridicule. It could have been the feeling of being fundamentally misunderstood by those who were supposed to know you best, or the experience of having your reality denied, being told that you were too sensitive, or that you shouldn't feel that way. Each of these moments, large or small, was a lesson. And the lesson was this: connection can mean pain. Being seen can mean being judged. Being open can mean being hurt. This is a powerful, world-shaping lesson for a sensitive system to learn. And once learned, it becomes a core operating principle. The association becomes etched into our nervous system. People equal potential danger. Openness equals vulnerability equals pain. This is not a conscious, logical thought process, but a deep, primal, bodily knowing. It is an instinct for self-preservation that is as powerful and as valid as the instinct to pull your hand away from a flame. We can begin to normalize this learned association as a magnificent and intelligent survival mechanism. It's not a cognitive error. It's not a pessimistic outlook. It is a biological imperative, born from experience, designed to prevent the repetition of pain. The part of your brain responsible for survival, the amygdala, doesn't distinguish between a saber-toothed tiger and a cutting remark from a loved one. It just registers threat, and it wires you for a future where you will avoid that threat at all costs. It says, that experience was painful. Let us organize our entire reality to make sure it never, ever happens again. And so, the walls go up. The rehearsals begin. The armor is forged, all in service of this one sacred vow: I will protect myself. To understand this more deeply, let's use a gentle analogy. Imagine a small, gentle animal, perhaps a fawn or a rabbit, living peacefully in a meadow. One day, a hand reaches out towards it. Unknowing, the animal approaches with curiosity, but the hand is clumsy or cruel, and it causes the animal pain. The animal recoils, terrified, and runs to hide. The next time a hand appears, even if it is a kind and gentle hand offering food, the animal flinches. Its body tenses. Its heart races. It remembers. It doesn't stop to analyze the intention behind the new hand. Its body simply reacts based on its past experience. Outstretched hand equals danger. Is the animal's reaction wrong? Is it broken? Is it overreacting? Of course not. From its perspective, its reaction is wise. It is the only thing that makes sense. It is a perfect, logical response to its lived experience. Its caution is a sign of its intelligence, of its ability to learn and survive. And it may take many, many gentle offerings, much patience and quiet presence, before that little animal even considers that a different outcome might be possible. So it is with our hearts. Your heart is that gentle animal. It has learned from experience to flinch from the outstretched hands of connection. This flinching, this social anxiety, this fear of people is not a moral failing. It is a wise, protective reflex. It is your system saying, I remember what happened last time. I will not let that happen again. When we view our fear through this lens of compassionate understanding, we stop pathologizing ourselves. We stop asking, what is wrong with me? And we begin to ask the much more gentle and useful question, what happened to me that made this reaction so necessary? This shift in questioning changes everything. It moves us from a place of self-blame to a place of profound self-compassion. It allows us to see ourselves not as damaged goods, but as incredibly resourceful survivors. We did what we had to do to protect our tender inner core, and that is something to be honored, not judged. As you lie here, resting in this understanding, perhaps you can send a wave of gratitude back in time to the younger version of you who first learned this difficult lesson. See that younger you at whatever age feels right. See the moment or the series of moments that taught them to be afraid. And instead of wishing they had been tougher or different, see them with the eyes of profound love and respect. See their sensitivity not as a liability, but as a beautiful quality that simply wasn't met with the gentleness it deserved. and you can silently communicate to them, "Thank you. Thank you for learning that lesson so well. Thank you for protecting us. Your strategy worked. We survived. And now, because of the safety you created, we can begin to learn that other things might also be true." You are not erasing the past. You are not invalidating the very real pain that occurred. You are simply holding it in a larger container of wisdom and compassion. You are acknowledging that the wound taught you to speak the language of fear and caution. And tonight, you are beginning to remember that your heart also knows another language, a quieter language of peace, trust, and gentle, safe connection. Now, having journeyed with compassion to understand the origins of your protective strategies, let us turn our attention directly to the part of you that embodies this vigilance. Let's speak to the guard at the gate. This is not just a metaphor. It is a way of relating to a very real energy within you. There is a part of your consciousness, a sub-personality, if you will, whose entire job description is to scan for threats, manage perceptions, and maintain the walls of the fortress. This is the part that tenses your shoulders, clenches your jaw, and runs the endless rehearsals in your mind. It is the tireless sentinel, the ever-watchful guardian. Let's take a moment to personify this part of you. Give it a form, a shape, an image in your mind. Perhaps you see it as a stoic soldier in full armor, standing rigidly at attention. Maybe it appears as a stressed-out air traffic controller, juggling dozens of potential social collisions on a screen. It could be a wise, ancient gatekeeper with weary eyes, or even a frightened child hiding behind a door, peeking out through a crack. Whatever image arises, just allow it to be. This is your personal representation of your own protective instinct. See this being not as an adversary, but as a dedicated employee of your inner world. An employee who has been working 24/7 without a single day of vacation for a very, very long time. And the first thing we are going to do is offer this part of ourselves a profound and sincere thank you. From the deepest, calmest center of your being, the part of you that is listening to these words right now, send a wave of genuine gratitude to this guardian. Silently, in your heart, you can say, "Thank you." Feel the sincerity in that. Thank you for your tireless service. I see you. I see how hard you have worked to keep me safe. I acknowledge the immense burden you have carried on my behalf. Every time you made me rehearse a conversation, you were trying to protect me from being judged. Every time you put up a wall, you were trying to shield me from being hurt. Every time you held me back from taking a risk, you were trying to save me from the pain of failure or rejection. You have never once stopped working. You have never abandoned your post. Your loyalty has been absolute. And because of your dedication, I have survived. I have made it here, to this moment. Your strategies, as exhausting as they have become, have been successful in their primary mission, to keep me safe. And for that, I am eternally grateful. Let this gratitude wash over the guardian. See if you can notice a change in its posture. The soldier's shoulders might relax, just a fraction. The air traffic controller might lean back in their chair for the first time. The gatekeeper might let out a long, slow sigh. The frightened child might peek a little further around the door. For so long, this part of you has likely only felt your frustration, your annoyance, your judgment. It has felt you trying to push it away, silence it, or override it. To finally be seen, acknowledged, and thanked for its efforts is a profoundly healing act. It is the beginning of a new, collaborative inner relationship. We are moving from conflict to compassion, from internal war to internal peace. We are letting this part know that it is a valued member of our inner team. Now that we have established this connection based on gratitude, we can make a gentle request. We are not issuing a command. We are not forcing anything. We are extending a loving invitation. From that same calm center, you can now speak to your guardian and give it permission to rest, just for tonight. You can say, "You have worked so hard, and you are so very tired. I can feel your weariness, and I want you to know that right here, right now, in this bed, in this room, we are safe. There are no threats here. There are no conversations to prepare for. There is no one to perform for. The gates are secure. The castle is quiet. Your post is covered. Just for tonight, I am giving you permission to stand down. You can take off the heavy armor. You can put down the heavy spear. You can turn off the bright, glaring screens. You have my full permission to rest." Feel the deep reassurance in these words. You are not firing the guardian. You are not banishing it. You are simply offering it a period of well-deserved leave. You are letting it know that its job is done for the day. To make this feel even more real, we can offer a powerful, loving affirmation. We are essentially letting the guardian know that we, the conscious, adult self, are now taking the watch. The roles are reversing, just for this moment of healing. Place a hand gently on your heart, if that feels comfortable, and silently repeat these words, letting them be a promise from your conscious self to this vigilant part of you. You have worked so hard to keep me safe. Tonight, I will keep you safe. You can rest. Let the warmth of your hand be a physical anchor for this promise. You have worked so hard to keep me safe. Tonight, I will keep you safe. You can rest. Feel the truth of this. In this moment, you are the source of your own safety. Your calm, conscious presence is the most powerful protection there is. The guardian doesn't have to do it all alone anymore. It has you. It has your compassion, your understanding, and your gentle guidance. Imagine the guardian receiving this message. See the armor being gently unbuckled and set aside. See the heavy helmet being lifted off, revealing a face that is weary but relieved. See this part of you find a comfortable place to sit or lie down within the safety of your inner world. It might not fall asleep right away. It might still listen with one ear open for a little while. That's okay. It's been on duty for a very long time, and old habits are strong. But you have planted a powerful seed, the seed of trust. You are building trust between the different parts of yourself. You are letting your protective instincts know that you are a capable, compassionate leader of your own inner kingdom. You are creating a reality where vigilance is not the only option, where rest is not a luxury, but a vital and accessible part of your being. Rest here in this feeling of growing internal harmony. The guard is at ease. The fortress is quiet. All is well. And you are finally free to sink even more deeply into the peace that awaits you. Now that you have offered your inner guardian a well-deserved rest, let us turn our attention back to the body, the faithful vessel that has been holding all of this tension for so long. The mind and the body are in constant conversation, and the mind's vigilance is written directly into the language of the muscles, the nerves, and the breath. When the mind is preparing for a threat, the body prepares too. It holds its breath. This is a subtle, often unconscious reflex. We hold our breath when we are startled, when we are concentrating, or when we are bracing for an impact. For those who live with a constant, low-grade sense of social threat, this breath holding can become a chronic pattern. The diaphragm, the primary muscle of respiration, becomes tight and restricted. The breath becomes shallow, residing only in the upper chest. This pattern of breathing sends a continuous signal to the nervous system that says, "Danger, be on alert, stay ready." It keeps the fight-or-flight response simmering just below the surface, consuming vast amounts of energy and making true relaxation feel impossible. Tonight, we will gently interrupt this pattern. We will use the breath as a direct and powerful tool to communicate a new message to the nervous system. The message is simple. You are safe. The threat has passed. You can let go. Let's begin by simply noticing your breath without any effort to change it. Place your awareness on the sensation of the air entering your nostrils. Follow it as it travels down into your lungs, and then follow it as it leaves your body. Just observe a few cycles of your natural breath. Now, let's begin a simple, guided practice. On your next inhalation, breathe in gently through your nose for a count of 4. Feel your belly and your chest expand softly. And on the exhalation, breathe out slowly through your mouth, as if you are fogging up a mirror for a count of 6. Let the exhale be longer, slower, and more relaxed than the inhale. Let's try that again. A gentle inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, and a long, slow, complete exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you continue this rhythm at your own pace, understand what is happening on a physiological level. The long, slow exhale is a direct command to your vagus nerve, which is the primary regulator of your parasympathetic nervous system, the body's rest and digest system. You are consciously switching your body out of alert mode and into a state of calm and repair. You are using the most ancient and reliable tool you have to signal safety to every cell in your being. Now, let's infuse this physical practice with a deeper intention. We will use the exhale as a vehicle for release. Each time you breathe out, you are not just releasing carbon dioxide. You are letting go of the stored tension of social anxiety. With your next long, slow exhale, imagine you are releasing the fear of judgment. Picture the critical eyes of others, real or imagined, and as you breathe out, let that image dissolve. Let the weight of their potential opinions flow out of you with the breath, leaving you feeling lighter and more centered in your own truth. Take another gentle breath in, and as you breathe out, release the fear of being seen. Let go of the need to be perfect, the pressure to perform, the feeling of being exposed under a spotlight. Exhale the exhaustion of being on all the time, and allow yourself to simply be. Allow yourself to be invisible if that feels peaceful. Allow yourself to be exactly as you are, without any need for an audience. With your next breath, inhale a sense of calm, and as you exhale, release the fear of rejection. This is a deep one. It is the primal fear of being cast out of the tribe. Acknowledge this fear with compassion, and then, with your out-breath, let go of the frantic effort to please everyone. Let go of the need to shape-shift and contort yourself to be accepted. Let the story that you have to earn your place in the world just drift away on the tide of your breath. Feel the solid surface beneath you, supporting you completely. You are already supported. You already belong right here to yourself. Let's take one more deep, intentional breath together. As you inhale, draw in a feeling of self-acceptance. And with the longest, slowest exhale yet, release the accumulated weight of every awkward conversation, every moment of self-consciousness, every time you felt like you didn't belong. Let it all go. Release it from your muscles, from your nerves, from your memory. It is in the past. It does not define you, and it has no power over you in this peaceful, present moment. To deepen this sense of release, let's use an analogy. Imagine that for years, a layer of ice has been forming around your heart, around your solar plexus. Each stressful interaction, each moment of fear, added another thin, cold layer. This is the physical sensation of being guarded, of being frozen in a state of defense. Now, see each long, slow exhale as a wave of warm, gentle energy. As you breathe out, this warmth melts a layer of that ice. With each breath, the ice gets a little thinner. You may even feel a subtle shift in your body as you do this. A warmth spreading through your chest, a softening in your stomach, a release of a tension you didn't even know you were holding. Don't force anything. Just allow the gentle power of your warm, relaxed out-breath to do its work. It is a slow, patient melting. You are not shattering the ice with force. You are simply allowing it to dissolve, molecule by molecule, with the persistent, gentle warmth of your own breath and intention. This is how true, lasting change occurs. Not through struggle, but through a gentle, consistent application of warmth and compassion. Continue with this slow, rhythmic breathing. The counting is no longer necessary. Simply allow your exhale to be naturally longer and more relaxed than your inhale. Feel the ripple of calm spreading from the center of your chest outwards to your shoulders, down your arms, through your torso, and down into your legs. Your entire body is receiving the message of safety. The held breath is being released. The armor is softening. The ice is melting. There is nothing for you to do but to allow this process to unfold. You are simply getting out of your own way and letting your body's innate wisdom guide you back to your natural state, which is one of peace, ease, and deep, restorative rest. Every breath is a homecoming. Every exhale is an act of letting go. As a deep and profound calm settles into your body, carried on the gentle rhythm of your breath, the fortress of your inner world begins to feel different. The air inside is softer. The sentinels are at ease. The silence is no longer one of lonely isolation, but of peaceful sanctuary. And into this newfound quiet, we can begin to introduce a new idea. We will do this with the utmost gentleness, without any pressure or force. We are not trying to convince you of anything. We are simply planting a tiny seed of possibility in the fertile ground of your relaxed mind. The seed is this: what if not all people are threats? What if the world of human connection is not a minefield, but more like a vast and varied garden? Yes, there are thorny bushes and poisonous plants that you have wisely learned to avoid. Your caution has served you well in identifying them. But what if, in that same garden, there are also flowers that offer beautiful fragrance and trees that provide nourishing fruit and gentle shade? What if your intense focus on avoiding the thorns has prevented you from noticing the blossoms? You don't have to believe this fully right now. In fact, it's better if you don't. A part of you, the wise guardian, will rightly be skeptical. And we honor that skepticism. It's part of the protective system. So, we are not going to try and push past it. We are just going to hold this idea as a gentle, open question. What if it's possible that safety and connection can coexist? Let's imagine one of the thick, ancient walls of your fortress. It has stood for years, solid and impenetrable. But now, as you observe it from this place of deep calm, you notice something new, a tiny crack. It's not a structural flaw or a weakness. It's just a small fissure, and through it, a single, warm ray of sunlight is streaming in. It cuts through the dim, familiar light of the fortress and creates a small, golden circle on the floor. It is just a sliver of light, but it changes everything. It proves that something else exists on the other side. It doesn't erase the need for the wall, but it introduces a new piece of information. Light exists. Warmth exists. There is a world outside that is not only made of storms and threats. There is also sunshine. This crack of light is the possibility that a safe connection might exist, that a kind person might exist, that an interaction could leave you feeling not drained, but energized, not judged, but seen, not wounded, but nourished. Let's plant another seed, a seed of pure curiosity without any expectation of an answer. What might a safe connection actually feel like? Let's imagine it. Not with a specific person, but just as a pure sensation. Perhaps a safe connection feels like warmth, like sitting in a patch of sunlight on a cool day, feeling the gentle heat sink deep into your bones. It asks nothing of you. It simply offers its warmth, and you are free to receive it. Or maybe it feels like ease. The feeling of finally taking off a pair of shoes that are 2 sizes too small. A sigh of relief. The freedom to be completely yourself without editing your words or managing your expressions. There is no performance, only presence. Perhaps it feels like being deeply seen and accepted just as you are, like someone looking at the whole of you, your strengths, your quirks, your shadows, and saying, I see you, and it is all welcome here. What would that feel like in your body? A softening in the chest? A deep, easy breath? A gentle, quiet smile that arises from within? We are not trying to manifest this experience right now. We are simply reawakening your imagination to the possibility. For so long, the mind has been expertly trained to imagine worst-case scenarios. It is a master at constructing detailed pictures of judgment, rejection, and embarrassment. That is a skill, a highly developed one. And we can use that same powerful imagination in a new direction. We can begin to practice imagining what goodness might feel like. This is not naive optimism. This is a conscious rebalancing of the scales. It is acknowledging that while bad things can happen, good things can also happen. While some people can be hurtful, others can be incredibly kind. Both realities are true, and your fear has had you focused exclusively on one, while largely ignoring the other. By simply allowing a crack of light into the wall, by daring to imagine the feeling of warmth, you are beginning to expand your perception of what is possible. This leads us to a gentle, empowering affirmation. An affirmation that doesn't deny your past experiences or your need for safety, but integrates it with a new willingness to be open. Let these words settle into your awareness, feeling their quiet power. I can be both safe and open. Feel the balance in that statement. It's not one or the other. It's both. Safety first, always. Your guardian is still there, still wise. But from that place of grounded safety, a little bit of openness becomes possible. The gate of the fortress doesn't have to be flung wide open. Perhaps it can just be unlocked. Perhaps you can just look through the peephole with a bit more curiosity and a little less fear. Let's try another part of the affirmation. I can be both discerning and soft. Discerning means you retain all the wisdom you have gained. You trust your intuition. You notice the red flags. You don't abandon your hard-won knowledge. But you can also be soft. Soft in your heart. Soft in your body. Open to the possibility of goodness. You can hold your boundaries like a strong, flexible bamboo, rather than a rigid, brittle wall. This is a profound shift. We are moving away from an all-or-nothing worldview, where everyone is either a threat or not, and towards a more nuanced, gentle reality. A reality where you are the sovereign of your own kingdom. You are the one who decides how open the gate is. You are the one who discerns who to let into the courtyard. You have the power. Your safety is not dependent on the world changing. It is dependent on your trust in your own ability to navigate it with wisdom and discernment. And from that empowered place, a little crack of light, a little bit of warmth, a little bit of curiosity about the goodness in others is no longer a terrifying risk. It becomes a gentle, hopeful exploration. And it begins right here, right now, in the safety of your own mind, as you simply allow yourself to wonder, what if? Having gently planted the seed that safety and connection might coexist, let us now turn our awareness away from the outside world entirely. For a moment, let go of imagining other people, whether threatening or kind. Let go of the fortress, the walls, and the gates. We are going to turn our gaze inward, to a place that is often overlooked in our search for safety and acceptance, the landscape of our own heart. For so long, your focus has been on the perceived qualities of others. Are they trustworthy? Are they judgmental? Are they kind? But now, let's ask a different question. Let's turn that awareness inward and feel into your own capacity for kindness. Just for a moment, remember a time you were genuinely kind to someone or something. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. Perhaps you offered a genuine smile to a stranger, or you took a moment to truly listen to a friend. Maybe you were gentle with an animal, or you took care of a plant. Connect with the feeling of that moment in your body. What does your own kindness feel like as it moves through you? It is a warmth, a softness, an expansion. It is a gentle, flowing energy that asks for nothing in return. Recognize this quality, not as something you did, but as something you are. This capacity for kindness is a fundamental part of your nature. It is an inherent truth of your being. It exists within you, right now. Now, let's do the same with empathy. Remember a time you felt a pang of empathy for another's struggle. You saw a character in a film, or read a story in the news, or heard about a friend's hardship, and you felt it with them. A sorrow, a compassion, a resonance in your own chest. You didn't have to think about it. The feeling arose spontaneously. This ability to feel with others, to resonate with their emotional state, is a profound form of human connection. It is a testament to your open and sensitive heart. This empathy is not a weakness. It is a superpower. It is the glue that holds the world together, and it lives within you. Feel its presence. Acknowledge this deep, beautiful part of your own character. And now, consider your own gentleness. Think of how you would instinctively care for something small and vulnerable, like a lost child or an injured bird. A certain softness would come over you. Your voice would change. Your movements would become more careful, more tender. This instinct for gentleness is also a part of you. It is a deep well of tender care that resides within your soul. It is there, even if the world has not always been gentle with you. It has not been lost. It is an unshakable truth of who you are. Kindness, empathy, gentleness. These are not abstract concepts. They are real, tangible energies that you possess. They are part of the very fabric of your being. Rest in this knowing for a moment. Feel the quiet strength and beauty of your own good heart. Here is the profound and logical next step. If these qualities of kindness, empathy, and gentleness exist so clearly and powerfully within you, can they truly be so rare in the world outside of you? This is not about wishful thinking. It is a simple recognition of a shared reality. You are not a separate species. You are a human being, part of a vast family of other human beings who are built from the same essential materials. The very qualities that you can feel and verify within your own experience must, by definition, also exist in others. If you can be kind, others can be kind. If you can be empathetic, others can be empathetic. If you can be gentle, others can be gentle. To believe otherwise is to believe that you are a complete anomaly in the universe, a solitary island of goodness in an ocean of threat. And while your past experiences might have made it feel that way, it is simply not the logical truth. Your own goodness is the ultimate proof that goodness exists. This recognition begins to reframe the very nature of your sensitivity. For so long, you may have viewed your sensitivity as a weakness, a liability, the very thing that made you so vulnerable to being hurt. You may have wished you had thicker skin, that you didn't feel things so deeply. But what if we saw it from a completely different angle? What if your sensitivity is not the source of the wound, but rather the evidence of your deep humanity? It is because you are sensitive that you are also kind. It is because you feel things deeply that you are also empathetic. It is because you know the sting of harshness that you value gentleness. Your sensitivity and your goodness are two sides of the same coin. You cannot have one without the other. To wish away your sensitivity would be to wish away your greatest strengths, your most beautiful qualities. It would be like a finely tuned musical instrument wishing it were a block of wood so it would not be affected by the vibrations in the air. But its entire purpose, its entire beauty, lies in its ability to resonate. Your sensitivity is your resonance. It is what allows you to experience the beauty, the poignancy, and the deep connection that life has to offer. So let us hold this new perspective. Your sensitivity is not your weakness. It is the signpost to your deepest gifts. The fear of people did not arise because you are sensitive. It arose because your beautiful, sensitive nature was not met with the care it deserved in a world that can sometimes be clumsy and harsh. The problem was never your sensitivity. The problem was the lack of a safe container for it. And as you lie here now, you are building that container within yourself. You are creating a space of deep self-acceptance where your sensitivity is not a flaw to be managed, but a treasure to be honored. You are learning to parent your own sensitive heart, to offer it the understanding and protection it has always longed for. And from this place of inner safety and self-love, your relationship with the world can begin to change. You no longer need everyone outside of you to be perfect or safe, because you have cultivated an unshakable safety within. You can begin to see other people not as a monolithic threat, but as a collection of other sensitive beings, each with their own wounds, their own fears, and their own beautiful, inherent capacity for goodness, just like you. Having recognized the beautiful qualities that reside within you, let us now journey even deeper to the very core of your being. We are moving past the fortress walls, past the inner guardian, past the qualities of your personality, to a place of unshakable stillness and peace that is your true home. This is a place within you that is independent of anyone else's opinion. It is untouched by judgment, criticism, or praise. It is a source of strength and serenity that is entirely your own. Imagine yourself walking down a quiet, familiar path. The path leads to a place you know well, a place of deep comfort. It could be a cozy room with a warm fireplace, a peaceful clearing in a sun-dappled forest, or a quiet beach at twilight. This is your inner sanctuary. See the details of this place. Feel the temperature of the air. Smell the unique scent of the space. Hear the gentle sounds that fill it. This place is your inner home. It was built from all the moments of peace you have ever experienced. It is always here, waiting for you. Step inside. Find a comfortable place to rest here. And as you settle in, feel a profound sense of relief wash over you. Here, you are completely safe. Here, you are completely accepted. Here, there is nothing to prove, nothing to defend, nothing to be but exactly who you are. This is the feeling of being at home in your own being. This inner home is not just a pleasant visualization. It is an experience of your essential nature. It is the part of you that has been present through every experience of your life. It was there when you were a joyful child. It was there during your most painful moments, watching with silent compassion. It was there through every success and every failure. It is the constant, unchanging awareness that is the backdrop to the ever-changing movie of your life. The opinions of others are like weather passing through the sky of this awareness. Sometimes it's stormy, sometimes it's sunny, but the sky itself is never harmed by the weather. Your true self, this deep inner home, is the sky. It is vast, open, and inherently peaceful. The fear of people, the anxiety, the vigilance, these are all clouds passing through. They are not the sky. You are the sky. Remembering this is the key to lasting freedom. Your peace is not contingent on getting everyone to like you or approve of you. That is an impossible, exhausting task. Your peace comes from remembering that you are the sky, not the clouds. Let's anchor into this feeling of being at home in your own body and breath. Bring your awareness to the simple, physical sensation of your body resting here. Feel the points of contact between your body and the surface beneath you. Feel the gentle, rhythmic rise and fall of your chest or abdomen with each breath. This is the anchor. This is the doorway to your inner home, and it is available to you in every single moment. The breath is the key that unlocks the door. Whenever you feel lost in the storm of social anxiety, caught in the winds of other people's perceived judgments, you can always return to the anchor of your breath. It is a physical act of coming home. It brings your awareness out of the chaotic stories of the mind and into the simple, solid reality of the present moment. Here, in this breath, in this sensation, you are safe. You are grounded. You are home. From this place of deep, anchored peace, we can offer ourselves one of the most powerful affirmations for healing the fear of others. Let these words sink into the very foundation of your being, not as a hopeful wish, but as a statement of profound and unshakable truth. Silently, to yourself, repeat, My worth is not determined by the gaze of others. Let that land. Feel the immense liberation in that statement. Your worth is inherent. It is absolute. It was endowed upon you at the moment of your existence. It cannot be increased by praise or diminished by criticism. It is not something you have to earn or prove. It simply is. The gaze of others is a fickle, ever-changing thing, dependent on their own moods, their own histories, their own projections. To place your sense of worth in something so unstable is to build your house upon the shifting sand. But your true worth is the bedrock beneath the sand. It is eternal and unchanging. By anchoring yourself to this inner bedrock, you become unshakable. Let's continue with the second part of the affirmation. My peace comes from within. This is the radical declaration of your emotional sovereignty. You are taking back the power you have given away to others. You are no longer making your inner peace conditional on their behavior or their approval. You are sourcing it from the infinite wellspring that exists within your own being, within this inner home. When your peace comes from within, you can navigate the world of people with a newfound sense of freedom and ease. You can engage with others not from a place of desperate need for their validation, but from a place of fullness and centeredness. You can share your gifts, your kindness, your empathy, not as a transaction to get something in return, but as a genuine offering from your own abundance. You become a source of peace rather than a seeker of it. This changes the entire dynamic of your interactions. You are no longer the frightened animal, flinching from every outstretched hand. You are the grounded, calm presence in the meadow, secure in your own being, able to discern with wisdom which hands are safe and which are not, all from a place of inner stability, not from a place of fear. So rest here in your inner home. Feel the solid ground of your own inherent worth beneath you. Breathe the peaceful air of your own sovereign spirit. Know that this place is your birthright. It can never be taken from you. It is the ultimate refuge, the source of all true safety and all true peace. The more time you spend here, simply resting in this awareness, the more you will carry this sense of home with you out into the world. It becomes less of a place you have to retreat to, and more of a constant state of being that you inhabit. You walk through the world carrying your sanctuary within you, and from that sacred space, the fear of others naturally begins to lose its power. It becomes a distant echo, a memory of a storm that has long since passed, while you remain, and have always remained, the calm, clear, peaceful sky. As you rest deeply in this sanctuary of your inner home, feeling the unshakable truth of your own worth, let us take a moment to look back at the journey that brought you here. Let us look back, not with a focus on the pain, but with an eye for the incredible, often unrecognized strength that it took to endure. Let us honor the immense resilience it has taken for you to navigate a world that has so often felt unsafe. Think for a moment of the sheer amount of energy you have expended, the energy of constant vigilance, of scanning every room, every face for signs of danger, the energy of rehearsing every conversation, of trying to predict every outcome, the energy of holding the heavy armor in place day after day, the energy of managing the feelings of anxiety, of pushing through fear just to get through a normal day. This is not a small thing. This is the equivalent of running a marathon every single day, an invisible marathon that no one else can see. To have carried this weight for as long as you have is a testament to a strength you may have never given yourself credit for. You did not crumble. You did not collapse. You adapted. You developed complex and brilliant strategies for survival. You became a master of observation, a keen student of human behavior. You learned to read subtle cues, to anticipate needs, to navigate complex social dynamics. These skills, born from a place of fear, are also profound strengths. Let us acknowledge your own strength in carrying this weight for so long. Feel the truth of this in your body. Your nervous system has been in a state of high alert for years, perhaps decades. Your muscles have held the tension of bracing for impact. Your mind has been working overtime. And still, here you are. You are breathing. You are healing. You are showing up for yourself in this moment with courage and tenderness. This is resilience. Resilience is not the absence of struggle. It is the act of continuing to breathe, to feel, to exist in the midst of it. You are the very definition of resilient. Allow yourself to feel a sense of pride, of deep respect for the survivor in you, the part of you that has navigated so much difficulty and has brought you intact to this place of healing. This part of you is a hero, a quiet, unsung hero of your own life story. Let's use an analogy to truly feel this. Imagine a tree growing on a windy, exposed cliffside. From its first day as a tiny sapling, it has been battered by storms. The wind has relentlessly tried to push it over. The rain has lashed against it. The sun has been harsh and unforgiving. A tree in a sheltered valley might grow tall and straight with ease, but this tree has had to fight for its existence every single day. To survive, it had to grow differently. It couldn't grow tall and spindly. It had to grow its roots incredibly deep, clinging to the rock for stability. Its trunk might not be perfectly straight. It might be gnarled and twisted, shaped by the memory of the winds it has endured. Its branches might be fewer, but they are incredibly strong. From the outside, someone might look at this tree and compare it to the sheltered tree in the valley and think it is somehow less, that it is damaged or flawed. But they would be missing the entire story. They would be missing the incredible, tenacious strength that is written into every twist of its trunk, every deep root. This tree is not weaker than the valley tree. In many ways, it is far stronger. It has a resilience, a character, a deep-rooted power that the sheltered tree may never know. You are that tree. Your life has shaped you. The winds of social fear and painful experiences have twisted you in certain ways, but they have also forced you to grow incredibly deep roots. Your roots are your resilience, your sensitivity, your empathy, your wisdom. These are the very qualities that have allowed you to hold on, to stay grounded when the storms came. The parts of you that you may have judged as your flaws, your overthinking, your caution, your sensitivity, are, from this perspective, the very evidence of your strength. They are the gnarled bark, the deep roots that tell the story of your survival. To wish them away would be to wish away the very source of your incredible, hard-won strength. So today, as you rest here, honor your unique shape. Honor the twists and turns. Honor the deep roots. You are not a damaged version of some normal tree. You are a magnificent, storm-strengthened survivor, beautiful and powerful in your own right. Let this feeling of self-respect and honor fill you. You have been through so much. You have learned so much. You have survived so much. All the strategies you developed, the hyper-vigilance, the people-pleasing, the avoidance, they were not signs of weakness. They were the desperate, intelligent measures you took to keep your roots in the ground. They were the ways you learned to bend so you would not break. And now, you are learning that the storm has passed, at least for this moment. You are learning that you can straighten up a little. You can unfurl your leaves to the sun. The deep roots you grew during the hard times are still there. They are your foundation. They are what make you so incredibly strong. But now, that strength is no longer just for survival. It can be used for something new. It can be used for growth. It can be used for joy. It can be used to reach out and connect with the world in a new way, a way that is grounded in your own deep, unshakable power. Feel this shift within you. The energy that was once consumed by fear and vigilance is now being freed up. It is a powerful, creative, life-giving energy. It is the energy of your own resilient spirit, finally able to turn its attention from mere survival to the beautiful act of thriving. Rest in the honor of your own journey. You are a miracle of resilience. You are a testament to the power of the human spirit to endure, to adapt, and ultimately to heal. Let this deep knowing be the foundation upon which you build a new relationship with yourself and with the world. You are stronger than you have ever known. Now, drawing together all the threads of our journey tonight, the compassion for your protective parts, the validation of your fear, the reconnection with your inner home, and the honoring of your own strength. Let us begin to weave a new story. Not a story that denies the past, but one that integrates its wisdom into a more expansive and hopeful future. The old story, the one that has been running in the background for so long, is a simple one. People are dangerous. Connection is a threat. Safety lies in isolation. This story has been a loyal protector. It was a chapter, a necessary and important chapter, written in response to real events. But it is not the whole book. A book has many chapters. A life has many seasons. The chapter of hyper-vigilance was like a long, hard winter. It was a time for hunkering down, for conserving energy, for protecting the vital seed of your life force from the harsh elements. It was a season of survival. And you did it beautifully. But no winter lasts forever. And now, you can begin to feel the first subtle signs of a thaw. The warmth of self-compassion is melting the ice. The light of new understanding is cracking through the walls. This does not mean you are suddenly leaping into a vibrant, fearless summer. Healing is not so abrupt. It is more like early spring. There are still patches of snow on the ground. The air can still be cold, but there is a change in the light. There is a new softness in the earth. There is the undeniable feeling that something new is beginning to stir. The wisdom of this new story is in its integration. It does not demand that you discard the lessons of the past. It honors them. The new story says, yes, some people can be hurtful, and I have learned to be discerning. It doesn't say, everyone is safe now. That would be untrue and unwise. Instead, it says, I have the wisdom and the strength to navigate the world of people. I can trust myself to know the difference between a thorny bush and a blossoming flower. The new story doesn't tear down the fortress. It transforms it. The high, rigid walls begin to soften, perhaps becoming a beautiful, permeable hedge. The guard at the gate is not fired, but retrained, becoming a wise and welcoming concierge who knows how to hold boundaries with grace and kindness. The old story was about defense. The new story is about discernment. This is a profound and empowering shift. It moves you from a position of passive victimhood to one of active, wise agency. To make this new story feel more real, let's gently write a new sentence for tomorrow. We are not writing a whole new chapter tonight. That is too much pressure. We are simply writing one new, gentle sentence. A sentence that you can carry with you into the light of the new day. The sentence is this: I am willing to see the possibility of safety. Notice the gentleness of these words. It doesn't say, I will be fearless. It doesn't say, I will trust everyone. It simply expresses a willingness, a gentle opening. I am willing. This acknowledges that it may still be hard, that fear may still arise, but you are setting an intention to see the possibility. Again, no demands. You are not forcing yourself to see something that doesn't feel true. You are just opening your eyes to the potential, the chance that it might be there. You are becoming a curious scientist of your own life, willing to look for new data. Of safety. Safety in a kind word. Safety in a genuine smile. Safety in a moment of quiet mutual understanding. You are just going to be on the lookout for small moments of warmth, small cracks of light, without any pressure to do anything about them. Just notice. This entire journey, from fear to self-compassion, is a profound act of healing. It is the ultimate act of reprinting yourself. You are giving the wounded, fearful parts of yourself the experience they always needed, but may not have received. Unconditional acceptance, deep understanding, and unwavering reassurance of their safety and worth. You are becoming your own secure attachment. You are becoming the safe harbor you have been searching for in others. When you have this secure base within yourself, your need for the world outside to be perfectly safe diminishes. You can take more gentle risks because you know that no matter what happens, you can always come home to yourself. You know that you have the capacity to soothe your own fears, to honor your own pain, and to celebrate your own strengths. Your well-being is no longer a fragile thing, held in the hands of others. It is a deep, resilient root system that you have cultivated within your own soul. This is the heart of the new story. The old story was a search for safety outside. The new story is the discovery of safety within. The old story was about preventing pain. The new story is about trusting your ability to handle whatever comes your way, including pain, with compassion and wisdom. It is a shift from avoiding life to trusting yourself within life. So, as you drift closer to the edge of sleep, let this new story settle into your subconscious. Let it be the gentle narrative that your mind rehearses as you rest. The story is no longer a drama of threat and defense. It is a quiet, beautiful story of homecoming. A story of a storm-strengthened tree learning to enjoy the sunshine. A story of a wise gatekeeper learning to welcome a gentle traveler. A story of a hero who has fought their battle and is now, finally, coming home to a place of peace. This story is your truth. Let it be the lullaby that sings you into a deep and profoundly healing rest. As the new story of gentle willingness settles deep within you, the journey inward now prepares for its final destination, the profound and healing sanctuary of sleep. It is time to let the world fall away. All of it, the outside world, and even the rich, detailed inner world we have just explored. It has served its purpose. The work is done for today. Now comes the time for release, for dissolution, for a complete and total surrender to rest. Let your mind become like a vast, calm, evening sky. And into this sky, let the images that have occupied your thoughts begin to dissolve, one by one. First, let go of the mental images of other people. See their faces, whether they are sources of comfort or of stress, and just allow them to gently fade. Like portraits drawn in sand, let a soft wave of relaxation wash over them, smoothing them away until only the quiet expanse of your mind remains. You don't need to hold them, analyze them, or prepare for them. For tonight, they are simply released. Their stories, their expectations, their gazes, let them all dissolve into the quiet twilight of your consciousness. There is no one here to watch you. There is no one here to judge you. The audience has left the theater. The stage is empty. There's only a profound and welcome silence. Now, let go of the conversations. The ones you had today and the ones you were rehearsing for tomorrow. See the words, the sentences, the scripts as wisps of smoke, curling and rising and then disappearing into the vastness of the sky. Let go of the need to explain yourself, to defend yourself, to find the perfect phrase. Let go of replaying what you said or what you wish you had said. All that mental effort can be set down now. The conversations are over. Silence is the only language needed here. Feel the relief of this, the immense, liberating relief of having nothing to say and no one to say it to. It is a blissful state of non-performance. Next, let the images of social situations dissolve. The offices, the gatherings, the crowded rooms. See these scenes in your mind, and then gently let the focus soften. Let the edges blur. Let the colors fade to a soft, uniform gray, and then let that gray dissolve into the quiet darkness behind your eyes. The demands of these places, the unspoken rules, the subtle energies. You can release all of it now. You are not in those places anymore. You are here. You are in your sanctuary. You are in your bed. This is the only reality that matters now. Let your awareness withdraw completely from the outside world and all its complexities. It will all be there tomorrow, but for now, it has no claim on you. You are officially off duty from the world. As the mental world falls away, a beautiful, silent space is created in your mind. It is a space free from any need to perform or be seen. In this space, you are not a son or a daughter, a parent or a partner, an employee or a friend. You are not any of the roles you play. You are pure, simple, conscious presence. You are being, without the burden of doing. Rest in this silent, empty space. It is not a void. It is a space of pure potential. It is the fertile darkness from which all things are born. It is the deep, quiet pool of consciousness before a thought arises. It is the ultimate state of rest. There is nothing to figure out here, nothing to solve, nothing to remember. It is simply a space to be. Now, let's shift our focus entirely, drawing it away from the mind and anchoring it deeply into the purely physical sensations of this moment. Let your awareness become absorbed by the feeling of comfort. Notice the weight and texture of the blankets on your skin. Feel their gentle, reassuring pressure, like a soft, comforting hug. Allow yourself to feel completely held and supported by this simple sensation. Let it be the most important thing in the universe right now. Notice the temperature of the air on your exposed skin, on your face. Is it cool and fresh, or warm and soft? Just feel it, without labeling it. Immerse your consciousness in pure sensation. Now, bring your full attention to the feeling of the surface beneath you. The mattress, the pillows. Feel how they are holding you up, effortlessly. You don't have to do anything to be supported. You don't have to hold on. You can let go completely, trusting that you are fully and completely held. Let your body grow heavy. With every exhale, release a little more of your weight into this support. Feel your head become heavy on the pillow, releasing all the tension in your neck and scalp. Feel your shoulders sinking down, releasing the last remnants of the day's burdens. Feel your torso, your hips, your legs, all growing heavier and heavier, melting into the surface beneath you. Your body knows this feeling. It is the feeling of surrender. It is the physical signal that it is safe to let go, safe to fall into a deep and restorative sleep. The world of people and problems is a distant memory now. A star from a galaxy so far away its light has faded. The only universe that exists is the universe of your own physical comfort. The gentle pressure of the blankets, the profound support of the bed, the rhythmic, gentle tide of your own breath. These are the only things that are real. Everything else has fallen away. You are safe, you are held, and you are drifting effortlessly into the quiet, peaceful harbor of deep sleep. There's nothing more to do. The journey is complete. Only rest awaits you now. The world has fallen away. Your mind is quiet. Your body is heavy and at ease. You have arrived at the shores of sleep, a peaceful and welcoming harbor. And now, we begin the final, gentle descent into the deepest levels of restorative rest. We will do this by deepening the stillness, by simplifying the focus, by signaling to every level of your being that the time for profound rest has truly come. Let your breath become the only anchor now. There is no need for any special technique, no need for counting. Simply allow your breath to be slow and deep and easy. With every breath you take in, imagine you are drawing in peace, tranquility, calm. Feel this calm energy filling your lungs, and from there, spreading like a gentle, warm liquid through your entire body. And with every breath you let go, imagine you are releasing the very last traces of tension, the last echoes of thought, the last vestiges of wakefulness. Just a slow, deep, easy rhythm. Breathing in peace, breathing out effort. Feel how your breath is becoming slower and deeper. Your heart rate is slowing down in response. Your entire physiology is shifting into its primary healing state. This is the state where your body repairs itself, where your mind processes and integrates, where your soul finds its replenishment. You don't have to do anything to make this happen. Your body knows exactly what to do. Your only task is to allow it, to get out of the way, to surrender to this wise, ancient, healing rhythm. The language we use now will become increasingly simple, more repetitive, more soothing, like a gentle, rocking motion that lulls a child to sleep. These words are not for your analytical mind. They are for the deeper, more receptive parts of your consciousness. They are gentle permissions, soft reassurances. Let them wash over you without trying to hold on to them. There is nothing to prepare for. Let that sink in. Nothing. 2. Prepare. 4. The part of your mind that is always planning, always strategizing, can finally go completely quiet. There are no conversations to rehearse, no problems to solve, no decisions to be made. All of that is for another time, for another world. The world of daytime, but you are in the world of nighttime now. And in this world, there is only rest. There is only peace. There is nothing to solve. Let go of the need to figure anything out. The mind's desire to untangle the knots of life can be relentless, but sleep is the great untangler. It is in the deep, quiet mystery of sleep that solutions often arise effortlessly in the morning light. So, you can release the problems now. Hand them over to the wisdom of your deeper self, to the universe, to the healing power of the night. Trust that what needs to be known will be known. What needs to be solved will be solved, but not now. Now there is only stillness. Now there is only rest. Only rest awaits you now. Feel the profound welcome in these words. Rest is not something you have to earn or strive for. It is your natural state. It is a gift that is waiting for you at the end of every day. And you are ready to receive it now. You have done the work. You have honored your journey. You have made peace with your inner world. And now you can claim your reward, the deep, healing, and utterly peaceful reward of complete and total rest. You are sinking deeper and deeper into a state of profound relaxation, deeper than you have been in a very long time. It feels so good to let go, so good to release control, so good to just drift. Imagine your consciousness as a single soft feather, floating gently on the calmest, stillest pool of water. It is effortless, it is light, it is free, drifting, floating, sinking, deeper and deeper into peace. Your body is so heavy now, so deeply relaxed, a wonderful, pleasant heaviness that anchors you to this feeling of peace. Your arms are heavy, your legs are heavy, your head is heavy. It is the heaviness of complete surrender, the heaviness of deep, profound rest. And as your body sinks down, your spirit feels lighter and lighter, free to travel in the world of dreams, free to heal, free to restore itself. Let the two sensations coexist, the heavy, grounded body and the light, free spirit. Both are true. Both are happening now. Every sound you hear, from inside the room or outside, will only take you deeper. These sounds are a part of the tapestry of the night. They do not disturb you. They are simply reminders that you are safe and sound in your bed, and you can continue to drift even deeper into sleep. The sounds become a part of your relaxation. They are like a gentle lullaby, guiding you further and further down into the most peaceful sleep. There's nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. This is your time to heal, your time to rest, your time to let go. Everything is okay. You are safe. You are held, and sleep is coming to you now, so easily, so naturally, so peacefully. As you hover now on the very edge of sleep, in the soft, liminal space between worlds, let your awareness become as vast and as gentle as the night sky itself. The specific thoughts and feelings of your personal story begin to dissolve into a larger, more universal truth. The journey you have taken tonight, from fear to compassion, is not just your journey alone. It is a human journey. It is the story of every tender heart that has ever learned to protect itself in a world that can be sharp. It is the story of resilience, of adaptation, of the incredible, innate drive within every living thing to find its way back to safety, back to wholeness, back to peace. In your healing, you are taking part in the healing of the world. What is fear? Really, when we look at it from this vast perspective, perhaps it is not an enemy. Perhaps it is simply a form of love, a fierce, protective, and sometimes misguided love from one part of ourselves to another. It is the love of the guardian for the child within. It is the love that says, I will do anything to keep you from being hurt again. When we see fear not as a pathology, but as a protector, our relationship with it is forever changed. We no longer need to banish it. We simply need to reassure it, to let it know that we, the conscious, loving adult, are here now, and that we can share the burden of keeping ourselves safe. We can learn to meet the world with both wisdom and an open heart. And what of other people? This great source of our deepest fears and our most profound joys. What if every person we meet is also a fortress with their own vigilant guardians, their own tender hearts, their own secret histories of what taught them to be afraid? When we see this, does it not change everything? The person who is sharp or judgmental, perhaps their guardian is working overtime, terrified of their own vulnerability. The person who is distant and cold, perhaps their fortress walls are so high they have forgotten the feeling of the sun. This does not excuse hurtful behavior, but it allows for a quiet, spacious compassion to arise. It allows us to take things less personally. It reminds us that we are all just walking each other home, each of us navigating the complex architecture of our own survival. Sleep itself is an act of profound trust. To let go of consciousness, to surrender control, to drift into the unknown. It requires a fundamental belief, however subconscious, that you will be safe, that the world will continue to turn without your vigilance, that you can release your grip and be held. Tonight, you have consciously cultivated the conditions for this trust. You have assured the fearful parts of you that they are safe. You have come home to the unshakable ground of your own being. And so, you can offer yourself to the night, not with hesitation, but with a full and peaceful surrender. Sleep is the ultimate letting go. It is the daily practice of releasing our fierce grip on the world, and in doing so, receiving the nourishment we need to greet it again in the morning. Perhaps the ultimate safety we seek is not the absence of danger from the world, but the presence of a deep and loving friendship with ourselves. When you know, with unshakable certainty, that no matter what happens, no matter who disappoints you, or misunderstands you, or rejects you, that you will not abandon yourself, that you will be there to offer yourself compassion, that you will listen to your own pain, that you will honor your own truth. When you have this, you become your own sanctuary. You can walk through any storm because you are carrying your shelter within you. This is the peace that passes all understanding. It is not dependent on circumstance. It is a peace that is forged in the fires of self-compassion and self-trust. So as you take these last few gentle breaths before the tide of sleep carries you away completely, know this: your journey is sacred. Your sensitivity is your strength. Your caution has been your guardian. And your capacity for love, for yourself and for others, is the gentle light that will always guide you home. There is nothing left to do now. Nothing left to understand. All the work is done. All that's left is to dissolve into the deep, dark, healing mystery of the night. To let go. To trust. To rest. You are safe. You are held. Sleep comes to you now. Naturally and peacefully. Rest.